Welcome everyone to the third Friday KC Coalition for Digital Inclusion meeting. I think I know everybody on the call, so I won't bother introducing myself. But we are going to hear from some folks talking about devices today. So excited about, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and reshare. There we go. All right, so we always start with our mission and vision. So our vision is every citizen and household in the Kansas City metropolitan area has access to the internet, the equipment needed to use it, and the skills needed to take advantage. And then the mission of the coalition is to facilitate collaboration among organizations and initiatives working to bridge the digital divide in order to maximize the resources for the greatest impact. So with that, there is a website for the coalition if you want to check that out. Not really on, I mean, it's not even Twitter anymore, but since Rick Usher left, we don't have as many socials going on, but definitely check out the website. If you're not a member, I think everyone is, but if you're not, it's free to join in just a simple form. I think maybe the only new attendees might be our presenters, so we'll let them introduce themselves. Unless, did I miss anyone who's new? All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. I'm going to find, well, why don't we go ahead and hear from Stacia and Greg, and then I'll lead up the, I'll back cleanup and do Keisha's presentation after the other two organizations present. So that, if you'd like to go on ahead, Stacia and Greg.
All righty, guys, I'll kick it off. My name is Gregory Smith, one half of the group here from PCs from People. We are your one-stop shop for everything e-waste related. We'll come and pick your items up. We'll stage it. We'll box it up. And once we get it to our facilities, we are NAID AAA certified, meaning that any of your data bearing devices will be wiped with military standards 3 wipe pass. And it's all done at no cost for you. Only thing we ask for our mission is that, you when you get rid of your old PCs, laptops, iPads, things of that nature, you reach out to us because those items do help our mission. We try to get those decommissioned laptops out to underserved, underprivileged communities so that they can also be connected to the internet, have access to Wi-Fi. Adults can apply for jobs and have access to that, and kids can have access to the internet for homework and things of that nature. So, but beyond that, we'll take anything e-waste related, meaning the mouse, the keyboard, the wires, the old camera system. So anything you have, old UPS battery switches, you name it, we'll take it. Before you throw it in a dumpster, throw it in a landfill, or pay for somebody else to come and get it, please let us know. We will gladly accept your items. The more weight that we get, the better. That means we're keeping more of these items out of the landfill, reducing the carbon footprint. And like I said, we're also those devices that we can refurbish and reuse will be allocated to a good service. So, and we can also give you a report to show where your devices is going and the cause that it's helping to help. And with that being said, that's the recycling side. I will let Stacia speak on the community impact side.
Yeah, so I am Stacia Hardyway, also with PCs for People. I'm our Community Impact and Grants Manager. As Greg mentioned, we love your donations, would love to take them off your hands. We appreciate you recycling responsibly. And also with those donations, it does allow us to refurbish them and get them to the low and no income communities in Kansas City metro area. Our mission on the distribution side is to give the tools to the individuals to allow them to have technology access, whether it's for school, work, or even just socialization and pleasure. That is our goal. So I do a variety of things. I man our retail store. So individuals who qualify for our program, only qualification is you have to receive some kind of government assistance. That is it. We'll serve anybody in the United States. So if they are just in from out of town and they happen to have their award letter for their food stamps on them, they can work with us. It is as simple as that. We have laptops, desktops, and then internet hotspots through T-Mobile cell tower service, both 4 and 5G for internet services. Additionally, I also participate in community outreach events. Most recently, it's been some back to school stuff. So I've partnered with apartment complexes that are bringing the services to their members, getting the kids ready for school, getting them armed with their school supplies and any resources the parents may need to get them going. Additionally, I also do the grant writing. So if there's anything as far as funding goes, like right now, I know I have something submitted to help fully cover the cost of our devices. So if somebody is in need, they can come to us and they don't have to worry about having $50 on hand for that laptop. I'm also always more than happy if there's an organization that thinks we'd be a great fit. I am happy to do the bulk of the work to write a partnership grant with you, as well as maintain most of those tracking tools. Pretty much anyone who thinks that we could do a little something to support each other and support our community, we are more than happy to chat with you, more than happy to work together and see how we can make the best impact on our Kansas City community. Leslie and Leah have been absolutely wonderful in helping support us. We've been regrowing since November, and they've been some really great supports, great people to ask questions of, really encouraging when we've hit some hard spots in the process. And we're also chatting with them about getting a little bit more accessible. Our main retail location is in the West Bottoms, but come September, we're going to try to be in that lamp space as well at that Linwood location to be even more accessible to our community members. So yeah, that's the distribution side of things at PCs for People.
Stacia, I have a question.
Yes.
If somebody's not on any kind of benefit program, can they qualify through their income?
Yes, so we do qualify for income as well. Essentially, they just need to be able to prove that they do not, whether they want to bring in a bank statement or anything like that, they just need to be able to prove that they are at or below 200% of the federal poverty level to qualify.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And then you all have you have your physical retail spot, but there's also a way to buy online, right?
That is correct. So if you go to pcsforpeoples.org and at the top there is a shop drop down option. From there you can shop all of our items. So you can shop the laptops, the desktops, the wireless hotspots. The pricing is a little different than in store just because the items online tend to be a little bit more upgraded and they include those shipping costs as well. But yes, you can order any of our products online. Availability is subject to the donations that Greg receives. So we can't always guarantee what inventory we'll have in stock, but they do update that multiple times a week. And if you do order online, it will ship directly to your home, your client's home. They don't have to come to a store to pick it up, and it still falls under the same warranty as our in-store devices. So you'll get a 1-year warranty. If there's anything wrong with the device that is not user caused, you can send it to us. Again, you can request a mail label to mail it into us for repair or drop it off at a physical location. Then we will repair it, no charge that first year. If we can't repair it, we replace it with an equivalent device.
And are you offering any technical support just on an ongoing basis?
At this time, we are not offering technical support at an ongoing basis. It is a conversation. We just got our final warehouse staff in place on Monday. So we are finally moving into the talks of actually getting some courses, tech support, that kind of thing in place. So we're moving there. We're making progress.
And to piggyback, all of our devices, I mean, I failed to mention, but all of our devices that you purchase or that are available, will have Windows 11 on them as well. So you will be having devices that are state of the art as far as the operating system goes. So just wanted to throw that out there as well.
Correct.
Thanks,
I
Greg.
think I see your hand
Hi.
raised.
Yeah, at one time, school kids that needed them, to do their homework and stuff to get them free. Is that still the case, or is there a cost?
Yes, so currently we do not have grant funding to cover the devices. I'm hoping by the end of next month that is a different story. Right now we do have some devices as low as $30 for a desktop or $50 for a laptop. As we receive grant funding though, it will be advertised everywhere as far as what that can cover. Most of the grants I'm submitting is to cover the full cost of a device. So we're hoping to get back to that. At this point, we don't have funding, but we are working on it.
Thank
Of course.
Anyone else have questions for Stacia and Greg?
And we will provide Leslie, she has our contact, but we'll just provide our full inclusive phone number, email, everything. So if anybody does think of anything after this presentation, feel free to reach out to Greg or I at any time. We're more than happy to help.
Yeah, and I would just say, feel free to post a flyer if you have one. I think you can do that in the chat, possibly if you want to do that, so people can share it. And can you, it's been a little bit of a mystery, kind of how things are going over at PCs for People. Can you kind of give us sort of a general situation analysis about where you are in this sort of rebuilding phase that you're in?
Yes, so we are at the best point we have been since November for sure. We are finally fully staffed. So we are no longer working on donations that we received back in 2024. We are working on donations that we received in June. So we are most definitely catching up. As far as availability of devices, again, that all depends on donations, so it's been a little hit or miss. The staffing is fully there though. We do have regular retail hours at our West Bottoms location from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday to Friday currently. There is a sign on our door with those hours posted. The Google hours are accurate, and anytime if we need an update to that, we are making sure that that's being updated in real time. Our social media is up to date now. Our marketing team is posting things as they're happening. So we are getting in a much more comfortable spot, a much more reliable spot as well. I know there's still a little bit of question here and there. I know PCs for People kind of just fell off the map. We just kind of disappeared without a trace. So I want to assure you we are rebuilding. We are feeling good about where we're at and where we're going. Greg, I don't know if if you see anything other than growth from here, but I feel like we're on a good track personally.
Yeah, like she said, we're definitely growing. We're trying to get our name out there more. We're about to start rolling out our media and advertising portion of the company. That should be rolling out here within the next month or so. You should hear some stuff about us on the radio stations, on digital marketing. So we will have our footprint out there. Hopefully, it reaches you all. But yeah, we're just in a growing phase, like at the moment. Starting up with a kind of a new crew right now. I think the longest tenured person's been here since January or something like that. So,
Yeah.
and we're making big strides. Like I said, the partnership with Leslie and KC Digital Drive and Reuseful rather, has kind of helped to spearhead us and get our name out there already. So, doing stuff like this and communicating with you all and stuff like that and building these relationships will definitely help us to get to the point where we should be synonymous with e-recycling here. A lot of people don't know about us. So doing stuff like this, those media pushes and advertising, hopefully gets us to the point where we're synonymous with e-recycling, e-waste, and community outreach as far as bridging the gap with the digital divide and stuff like that. So.
And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. Like, we will be as transparent as we possibly can. If we hit a rough patch, we will let you all know. Like, we want to ensure above all else that the communication with PCs for People is there where it hasn't necessarily seemed that way in the past.
Yeah, that's great, Stacia. One last question. So if somebody here in Kansas City is looking for a device, maybe you don't have one at the moment that's ready to go, they can still order from the website, and that's kind of fulfilled in other ways, right?
Yes, that is correct. If we don't have what they need in store, they can definitely go on the website, because that pulls from more than just the donations in Kansas City. That pulls from any of our 12 locations in the United States.
Okay, sounds great. Anybody else have any questions? All right, well, thanks so much. I'm gonna turn it over to Carlos. And except I think he maybe disappeared. Yep. All right, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and fill in for Keisha at the moment here. So yeah, and if you wouldn't mind, Stacia and Greg, dropping your emails in the chat, that would be great for our guests today. So I'm gonna fill in for Keisha. Nobody really can, but I'm gonna do my best. So this is, so Keisha was unable to make it today. They are short-staffed and getting ready for 816 Day tomorrow. So I'm just gonna run through her slide deck here so that we can get an idea about what's happening at ArtsTech. So first of all, this is the mission of ArtsTech, to better the lives of underserved urban youth by developing artistic, technical, health, and educational skills. And if you don't know where they are, they're kind of in the crossroads at like 16th and Holmes. And also have Magpie Creative Reuse Collective in there in the event that anybody's arts and crafts person, they're also in there. So they have this ArtsTech IT lab that bridges the digital divide. It builds tech career pathways. So it has hands-on tech training combined with service to the community. They have IT professionals, junior staff, and then trained volunteers. So her quote is, the IT lab is where digital equity meets workforce readiness. So the purpose of the program is to provide affordable, reliable technology to underserved individuals and organizations. So they have, similar process to PCs for People, where they're getting those device donations, wiping the data, upgrading the hardware, installing the software, and then redistributing those out to the community. And hundreds of devices are refurbished annually for students, job seekers, and nonprofits. So apparently they also have a help desk, which is great to know. So you can either walk in or schedule an appointment. So they're doing device troubleshooting, hardware repair, software installation, and then connectivity assistance, and it's low cost or free. And the junior staff are able to shadow and assist. In that way, they gain customer service and troubleshooting skills. So this is kind of the overview of the program. They have basic basic computer skills, internet safety, productivity tools. They also offer animation, 3D printing, and audio production. So that's the kind of the creative side, and also learning the network, cybersecurity, and coding fundamentals. They have these different certifications, Google IT, CompTIA, and then it's all hands-on project-based learning. So what I think is cool about this program is they're actually paying the youth who are 17 to 24 years old to fulfill these roles in the IT lab, arts, event management, and administration. I went to a holiday event. They had one of their students was the DJ for the event, so that was fun. So they build in these career readiness workshops, resume building, interview prep, and it's a pathway to internships, college programs, and jobs. So providing that pipeline from curiosity to career. So these are some numbers that they shared for their 2025 impact. So 320 devices refurbished, 42 help desk tickets resolved, 25 youth participating, and then they list out some of their partnerships there. So looking ahead, they want to expand their refurbishing operations for more industry recognized certifications, launch a mobile tech help desk, and increase their junior staff program capacity so that every KC youth and their family has access to technology and skills. So this is the last slide in her presentation, and she wanted to share ways that you can connect with ArtsTech. So you can donate devices, you can volunteer, you can fund one of those youth stipends so that they're getting paid for their work. And if you're interested in learning more, you can contact Keisha. She's got her contact information there, and we were just excited that she was able to share this, just so you can get an overview of what they're doing over there. I think we had learned a few years ago that they got some devices from H&R Block, and I think they still have that partnership, but obviously they need all the devices they can get too. So with that, I am going to take a quick look and see what Magali just sent.
And I was going to say, Leslie, to back what you're saying, we've done some work with ArtsTech. They're doing some beautiful work down there. Like you said, they have the kids or the young adults in there doing good work, learning. We actually had a kid that came over and worked with us for a while, and he fortunately got a higher paying job than we offered as well. But he was able to come in seamlessly, do the work that we do here because of what he was taught there. And they train the kids very well, give them an opportunity to stay off the streets and make something productive of themselves. If you ever get an opportunity to have an open door policy, if you all ever have an opportunity, I would advise stopping by there. Just the building itself, what the kids are doing with the art and just the layout of the building is beautiful. They're going through a full remodel. So I would definitely say take the opportunity to get over there and see what they got going on and kind of see what the if you have an opportunity for some of their youth there, I think that they would be great workers coming from that environment. So I just wanted to throw that in there to say, like, I didn't even know they was going to be a part of the conversation, but they are definitely a great organization. So
I can't figure out whose hand is up, but I see a hand. Does somebody have a question?
I don't see any.
Yeah, I don't know. I see this little hand in the, oh, well, I don't know. Anyway, if you have one, I probably won't be able to answer it, but I will include Keisha's contact information in the follow-up. So ironically, our ElectroMundo folks are experiencing an internet outage. So they won't be able to join us today, but and I don't actually see him on here anymore, but we also do have an announcement at KC Digital Drive regarding devices. And we are excited to share that we received the ADOPT grant from the Kansas Office of Broadband Development. And that will enable us to work with partners on the Kansas side, some of our Digital Life Exchange partners to distribute devices at no cost to, we're gonna have 575 total devices. So some of those will, most of those will go through our partners. Then we'll have a bank of devices as well, so that our additional folks who, you know, maybe have a handful of people on an emergent, who have an emergent need, and we can work with those organizations. Again, only on the Kansas side, unfortunately, at this time, but it's going to be kicking off here probably next month. And yeah, that's what's happening there. Leo, go ahead and pull the ElectroMundo flyer up.
Can you see this okay? Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Leah Hendrickson with KC Digital Drive. Carlos was just on here and he can't be here, but I just wanted to make sure that they were highlighted in some way. And actually before Carlos joined us a little bit early this morning, and he said that ElectroMundo actually started with him and his brother as a for-profit organization about 10 years ago. And
20.
finally, as of
20 years ago, he said.
20 years ago, sorry.
Mhm.
It's been a while. They've been working on this for a while, have a lot of expertise, and it wasn't until last year that they decided to convert into a nonprofit organization. So that's very exciting for us. This flyer talks about, you know, if you would like to donate devices to their organization. I know that they are in Kansas City, Kansas, but pretty similar to what PCs for People does, no cost. They can do free pickup. That's their phone number and email right there if you'd like to contact them. They accept laptops, desktops, and tablets, monitors, and most electronic add-ons like keyboards and mice. And then I'll go to their price flyer. So this is their address, 56 South 7th Street, Kansas City, Kansas. And they have their basic laptops, desktops starting at $50, standard at $75, premium at $125. This might be old. I'm not sure they're still selling the Windows 10 devices, but we could definitely check in with that just because I know that Windows 10 is supposed to be expiring in October. And then for laptops, they have their basic level, which is 125, standard 175, and premium is 225. And please contact them if you want to learn more. Their phone number is 913-839-6048. And I think there's one more. Oh yeah, so this is their Spanish flyer that we have for them right now. So I will make sure to try to share these out and make sure that we have the updated information for them. But just want to make sure that they were talked about in some capacity.
Thanks, Leah. And if anybody's familiar at all with KCK, they're just south of 7th and Central. So, you know, really, you know, you get off the highway and they're just like a minute or two off of I-70. So that's where they're located. All right. Jerry Buckman, do you want to talk about what your plans with the city are around devices?
Sure. Can you hear me?
We can.
And okay. Hi, I'm Jerry Buckman, City of Kansas City, Missouri, Neighborhood Services, Digital Equity Office. We are currently completing our contracts to start our start back up with our digital navigator management, our case management, where we identify folks that need digital literacy training as well as a device and internet connectivity in the home. So as well as distributing devices. I know that Mr. Ike was on here and I had talked with him over at Vineyards a while back. I will be getting in touch with you soon. I'm just waiting for my contract to get executed through our procurement process. And then I'll be able to assist with what we had presented to you up there, Vineyard, and the other CAN centers around the city. So basically, we are another entity that is doing the same as most of the practitioners that are participating here today. We're rolling out digital literacy classes at our Kansas City, Missouri managed community centers, the CAN centers, and we're trying to identify folks that need a device in the home as well as the digital navigation, case management to assist them. And yeah, I'm actually, the bottom line is I'm just going through the red tape with city government at the moment before we are able to kind of solidify and be an active partner in doing what you guys are doing.
Did you have a number yet on the number of devices that you're going to have available?
I don't have a solid number.
Okay.
I know initially we're trying to hit about 200 households. Again, you know, our mission is the same as the mission for this collaboration. We want to make sure that everyone in the Kansas City area has internet access, a device to accessibility to a device, and have that digital literacy training.
And the city is donating their decommissioned devices, right? Did you still do that?
So that is my understanding, but I do not have a real solid knowledge of that at the moment. But that is something that is on my checklist as well to follow up and make sure that it's happening.
Can you give us an idea about how many devices are decommissioned at the city every year?
That is a big number. We of course we have a technology life cycle, and I think that so the city has approximately 5,000 employees. Everyone has access to a device. I think that they recycle about 25% every 5 years or something to that effect. So no, to give you a solid number as far as what the decommission is at any given quarter or throughout a fiscal year, no, I don't have that readily available.
Yeah, but that gives us a good idea, right? I mean, if you have not all of those employees are gonna have computers. I would think like some of your public works folks and that
They
sort of
have
thing.
access, but I don't think that they have a individual device.
Yeah, right. So still, I mean, even if you think 4,000 devices out there, 25%, that's a good number.
We'll take it.
Awesome. Go ahead, Greg.
I was just saying that we'll take those decommissioned devices as well, free of charge.
And, and yeah, I had worked with PCs for People in the past. Again, like I said, I have to come up to speed as far as, you know, what the agreement is between IT or general services and or if there is an active agreement. But yes, I will be following up with you guys on that, for sure.
Thank you, thank you.
And Mr. Ike, I know you all did KC Goes Tech through our Healthy Jackson County project and used your unrestricted funding to pay for the copay. Can you talk a little bit about what you're seeing with your residents who come into your center and what they're talking about as far as the devices they need?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I said, yes, we had 20-some people that signed up, and I think 18 completed the course, and seemed like most of them was pretty satisfied. We had a problem with a couple of the computers that we never got straightened out, but otherwise, everything went well with that. And the library had offered some classes, and several of those people came back to, you know, continue their learning. But overall, yeah, it went pretty well.
Are you seeing devices as something that's preventing people from being able to access the internet at home? I mean, and do things that you can't do on your phone?
Yes.
How
Yes, I
prevalent
think
do you think that
was
is?
the reason a lot of people did it. But the class from the library is more or less teaching them how to do it on the phone.
So do you talk to us a little bit more about that? Like, do you think just being able to feel comfortable and using a device kind of lowers that reluctance to get one at home?
No, I think everybody would like to have, you know, do it more at home than on the phone, especially screen size, you know. And to me, I feel like you can do much more. I don't want to say much more, but it's more easier than doing it on the phone. So that's my opinion, you know. But I'm only speaking for me, and the other people I have not asked or it have not came up. Some of the people have been back for several classes since the one that you're talking about, but I don't see, you know, a few of them very much.
Okay, thank you. Laura, wondering, I think you all offer, or at least take some devices at Goodwill, right?
Yes, we do accept devices. What they do with them is sell them for money towards our mission, same as any other donation we receive. They are low cost and very accessible. And if you purchase one from our Goodwill as opposed to another Goodwill, it can actually be picked up in Blue Springs at our location there. Otherwise, it'll be shipped to your home. We have our eBay-like website, shopgoodwill.com, and that's where all of our devices are located.
Can you give us an idea on the price range?
The Shop Goodwill has ones from all over the country, so you see a wide variety. There are a lot of affordable devices. $50 to $100 is pretty common.
They do get some good bidding wars on some of those, so you do have to watch out for that. If you're not looking for anything in particular, you just want a device, you can find a lot of good options that way in a variety of price ranges. So.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, Sophia, can you talk to us a little bit about what challenges around devices maybe your program participants at Empower are experiencing? And if you want to talk about Empower just a little bit, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm getting over a cold, so I wasn't I apologize. I'm not as prepared as I normally would be today. But it's good to see you, Leslie. I haven't seen you in a bit. I'm really happy I got the chance to be here. It's been a very busy summer, but things are finally we're getting back in the flow. Hi, everybody. My name is Sophia Mahindra. I am a career placement manager with Empower Missouri. I serve our Kansas City region, so Western Missouri and Eastern Kansas. Our program is a workforce development program. In Missouri, we have one program called Tech Fundamentals. It is an entry-level IT certification, job readiness. Professional development combination. We provide holistic support. So we have social support managers on staff that assist our trainees with any obstacles and barriers to training that may be in the classroom, outside of the classroom, in addition to the rest of our team that is on program and training support. So that's a little bit about the program itself is 20 weeks. So we run two cohorts a year. We just started our fall cohort last week. So that's the other reason why things are in flux. It's always a little bit crazy when the semester is starting. But yeah, I think our main challenges to devices, actually, a lot of them have, as a national organization, we've approached them differently this year. So Missouri is one of about, I think, 13 sites, and that's not including some of our asynchronous programming as well. So we're across the country, coast to coast. So we tend to handle device issues on a region by region basis, and we have a strong foothold in St. Louis and a lot of strong sponsorship there. So it hasn't been as much as an issue, but as many organizations, we've faced, budget questions and restructuring and those sorts of things this year. So I guess it's been more of problem solving than like coming up to strong obstacles. So we did have some new sponsorship by way of devices as of this fall. So that was good. So that kind of eased a lot of tension. And then, yeah, I'm not sure. We also have a help desk that provides community troubleshooting, getting more into hardware now, but that is kind of a new frontier with the apprenticeship program. Um, but I think I'll pause there on my diatribe and see if there's questions or anything else I can clarify.
And that help desk, people can call in even if they're here in Kansas City, right? Yeah. So I think we have
Yes, I'm waiting on getting an updated flyer. We've redone
Okay.
some of our marketing this year. And so that is actually something my supervisor owes me. So I'll remind her so I can distribute it to this group. But I can share some of our general collateral in the chat. I just need to
Okay.
find it.
And then Leah just asked if you have flyers for your other training programs. Are those all in St. Louis?
No, so Kansas City, we're now on our third Kansas City local cohort. So the training itself it is instructor led via Zoom. So the technical training and most of the professional development training occurs via Zoom. So we're able to kind of have a geographic spread that can be challenging at some other organizations. So that's definitely a plus. But so we do have local Kansas City trainees and alumni and employer partners, community partners, et cetera. But the community help desk is based in St. Louis. But for troubleshooting, anything that you can work out over the phone with someone, they accept calls from the broader region, definitely.
Okay. Sounds great. Well, yeah, just as soon as you have that updated flyer, we're happy to spread the word there.
And our website might be the most up-to-date place.
Okay.
I'll just drop some links in the chat.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Thank you. And then Ron, I know devices have been a barrier for your program because you're doing digital media, which might require a little bit higher end device. So would you like to talk about those challenges?
Sure. And and when you announced all the devices available, 700 or however it was, I was salivating until you said they're going to Kansas. Fortunately, whatever the case may be, we're both mostly in Missouri, so that doesn't help us. Yeah, you're right. Our devices can't always be kind of off the shelf devices. In fact, when we buy equipment, and the last time we bought equipment was 2017, so that shows you, what we're dealing with our nonprofit. We try to buy gaming devices. And it's not about the gaming. In fact, we don't want our people spending time on games. We want them doing our production work. But it's because the media requirements for digital media production are very similar to video game laptops. They require video cards and speed and all of those capabilities. So it gets to be a little more challenging to find resources for meeting our needs. And we're at a stage where we basically only a few devices, and those are very old. So even the ones we bought new were in 2017. So you can get a sense of how we're struggling as new programs and software upgrade for us to keep up with those challenges.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just use your lower end run of the mill device to do a lot of what you're working on, I would think. So the higher end it is, the more expensive it is. So that's that funding challenge again. Always something. Okay. All right. So all right. Well, I think that we've come to the end of our presentation time. Does anyone have any announcements or have any other topics that they'd like to throw out for the good of the order?
I would say if you all look in the chat, I did post in there, we are having a back to school event. So where people can come down and get discounted items and stuff like that. So if you know any kids, parents, or anybody in need of a computer or Wi-Fi hotspot, things of that nature, now is a good time to take part in that. So that's it for me.
Great. That's good to know.
Leslie, I would also remind people that on Saturday, We Code KC is hosting KC Kids Tech Day at the
KCDC,
it's at the Kansas
Bartle
City.
Hall. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so there's going to be a lot of programs. We'll be there. There'll be a lot of programs that are tech-based for kids. So it'll be a good opportunity to kind of check out what's going on in Kansas City.
Yeah, that's I've done that day for reusable in the past, and it is it's packed and it's really great. I mean, there's robotics and all kinds of stuff happening over there. So definitely recommend if you have kiddos or if you have a youth program, check it out. Lots happening. What else is happening in the community? Leah, you want to remind people about our Perscola's tech support opportunity?
Sure. So KC Digital Drive and Perscolas are partnered. They provide a computer repair event once a month on the first Monday of the month from 4 to 6 p.m. at our LAMP campus, our Midtown location on Linwood and Highway 71. So if anyone, you know, your screen's cracked or, you know, there's a bug in the system, you just need fixed. I know for me, I brought my laptop in because the audio wasn't working. Like I couldn't hear anything. I was like, you know, it needed to connect to another device. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And so I brought it in and they were able to fix it in like half an hour. So that was super helpful. And then if you need any just sort of troubleshooting or you're like, I'm not sure how to do this, they're also welcome to help you walk through anything as well. So they're there for 2 hours on the first Monday of the month, and then also accessible other ways if you need support outside of that. So.
But in September, they're going to be there on the second Monday.
Correct. Yep.
The first
the next
one is
date.
Labor Day.
Yep, the next date they'll be there is on Monday, September 8th from 4 to 6. We're pushing it back because of Labor Day.
So if you or people you serve have tech support issues, send them their way. They'll take a look. I guess I can also announce we have three repair cafes coming up for reusable. The first one is September 6th, which will be at Friendship Baptist Church. It's like 3530 Chelsea. We'll also have a clothing swap as part of that, but definitely have some folks there to take a look at computers should people have some issues. So they can come there. We also have one October 18th as part of the Go Green Environmental Fair in its Mission. And then we will have one in partnership with the city of Shawnee at their Shawnee Town Hall in November. So you can always go to reuseful.org/repair cafes, I think it is. I'll find the link and drop it in the chat. But those are also free events if anyone wants to do that. And then if you have any devices and you are looking for a place to drop them off to PCs for People, alternative to their West Bottoms location is we'll have an undumpster day on September 27th in Belton. It was originally in June, but there was a rainy forecast and I decided to go ahead and save my volunteers, which of course meant that it didn't actually rain. Mr. Ike.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you, PC for people to take printers.
Greg or Stacia?
He said that do we accept printers?
Uh-huh.
Yes, we do. We tend not to just try to come out just solely if you got a printer or two. But if you have a printer as well as some laptops, some devices, then we'll come and pick it up. But if that's the only thing you do have, then I can make some, accommodations. I may come out in our Sprinter van to come grab it just to, continue that relationship. But to answer your question, yes. But it just depends on how we do it, is whether it's in our big truck or our small truck, but we can do that for you.
So PC for people just do the computers. You don't have printers down here to go with the computer.
Oh,
Okay.
he's asking if you sell printers.
Do we sell printers? No, we don't. We typically, if we have a good printer and it's in working condition, we actually possibly get it to you, because other than that, we just recycle them. We don't really do much with them. But if there's one that you need, I can go back there and see if we have one we get good ones in. So my information's in the chat. Ike, you can reach out to me and I can go back and I can see what we have available and see if you want it. But we can just get that to you if need be.
No, I don't need a printer. I wanted to drop off some printers.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know if you rebuild them or not.
Now, if you want to drop them off, then yeah, you can do that at any time. Like I said, just sometimes when it comes to picking items up, we try to have like a minimum amount so we can come out, so we won't burn too much of the gas in the truck. But if you want to just drop it off, yeah, you can drop off anything at any time. And I will put our address in the chat as well.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions or announcements? All right, well, just a reminder about a couple of things. We have Digital Inclusion Week coming up the first full week in October. So if you happen to be planning anything, we'd love to hear from you about what you have going on. And then also planning continues for what we're now calling Get Help KC. Thanks to Mary Kay Morrow for that name for our event that we're going to have hopefully here at the LAMP campus in November. And that will be a place where the community can come in and get help with signing up for benefits, or maybe getting their kid enrolled for school. Maybe they're new to the area or they want to switch schools. Any kind of digital navigation type of task, we will be working with folks to get those done for people. So we will be looking for our partners in the community who work with folks every day and are familiar with these kinds of applications to come in and provide some of that digital navigation. So if that's you and you want to participate either in the planning or in the day itself, we'll have vendors as well. So we'll be getting that information out shortly so that you can get it on your calendar if you want to have a table. Our goal is to have a passport of some kind so that it kind of encourages people to move around. And then we'll also have some workshops, some short workshops, and people can participate in those. And then maybe we'll have a raffle for a device or something. So we're still in the early stages of planning, but just let us know if you're interested. You can email me directly on that. Okay, well, last call for any thoughts or announcements. Okay. Well, with that, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for coming today. Thanks to all our presenters. And we look forward to seeing PCs for People in this growth stage that you're in. And then, just seeing how we can all work together to close the digital divide in Kansas City. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you next month.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye-bye.